Don't lose your way. Your mind, we have to be as one.
Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Warstorm here, coming at you guys with another video today. Today we're going to be doing another round 2 match, the Team APS Community Tournament. This will be, we have Orstory 43, of course that would be me playing Anai's, if you couldn't tell by the meme, playing Anai's Magicians versus Ben Z playing Mermails. Today for commentary, I have my buddy Agent of Power Sun. Say hello to everybody.
What's up, guys?
Alright, so this would be a pretty interesting and even match because you got two decks that are pretty, I would consider them about, tier 2 decks, especially after the ban list.
No spells.
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean, because I would say, like, personal bias aside, I would say that Magicians definitely have the upper hand because they can put a lot of beefy, monsters in the field, and Mermails do have trouble, dealing with established fields for sure. So looks like Ben Z went ahead and set a card and passed turn, and then we see the Magical Abductor. I actually love Magical Abductor. I don't know. What do you think? Did you ever test the card in Magicians, Agent of Power Sun?
I have not.
I mean, I kind of was a little. I liked the card in the build because, like, obviously, we all saw, Jeff Jones's Magician list, and I was a little iffy on the card, but then I tested it, and I like it a lot. It gives you access to those cards you have trouble keeping access to. You have trouble getting to, like, your Luster, your Joker, and stuff like that. Stuff that's at once. It's one of the things I liked about it. So I went ahead and Ignite reloaded away that Pendulum Dragon. That's the other thing I wasn't a big, massive fan of, is it requires you to play cards like Ignite Reload to really get Abductor off. Sort of like, it's kind of like, with Royal Magical Library, you kind of have to play the deck a certain way. I went ahead and Pendulum summoned, I don't remember how many. I think I had another Abductor in my hand, but I didn't want to, leave it out there to get, smacked in attack mode. So that was my, well, I don't know if and then the infantry was set. Yankee Magician is actually was something I didn't play in my original builds, but I actually forgot that the card could also negate light monster effects. So it's actually one of the probably the best Magician monsters in my opinion. All right, and this is where I would definitely say, I mean, I don't know about you, Agent, but I say this was a big misplay on my part. Like, I made Absolute Dragon instead of making Flare Metal, which I think would have been the better play because, I mean, Mermails do need to activate a lot of their effects, correct?
Yeah, it's true. Especially with, Prince running around?
Yeah, like, and then, oh wow, Diva, like, must be nice. After, like, Diva is just an incredible card. Like, I always knew she was good, but I didn't know how good she was until I saw, like, some of the combos that she opens up with this deck. And I see, like, a lot of people like, why is she still limited? This is, like, there's a reason. Like, she's really powerful, and plus, like, Konami doesn't really, and the other reason is she can grab herself from the deck, and she's not once per turn. That seems like a little thing, but, Konami doesn't like a lot of cards that can tutor themselves, so I think that's the other reason why Diva's locked at 1. But my thinking with the Absolute Dragons, like, well, if I stop him from, I probably won't be able to access Castell very easily, so that was my thinking.
Yeah.
Yes. I was, like, explaining the Diva special from deck. I guess he got a little ahead of himself with the Prince.
With the Absolute, I don't think you can get OTK'd too easily either.
Yeah, I thought was my thinking was, like, if I stop his Megalodes and his big attack monsters, I was fine. But, like, going first against Mermails, like, you kind of have to, like, Flare Metal is the much better play because they're going to have to burn a lot of, like, typically they're going to have to burn an instant fusion just to get it off the field and burn, like, several.
Right.
I mean, they've only got, like, they don't have a lot of moves to actually get it off the field. So if you get them low on life, like, they can't really do anything with Flare Metal. All right. And looks like, and he got the Megalo. So at this point, I was just like, oh, and the instant fusion comes down. So here I was just like, I'd realized at this point I was just kind of realizing my misplay and realizing I had goofed because I didn't think he would have, instant fusion. I knew, like, all Mermail players play instant fusion because Norton's just godly in the deck, but That was definitely a misplay on my part. All right, looks like the dragoon. And the other thing is that like how good dragoons is. Like I knew dragoons was good, but I forgot like how the card isn't once per turn, and the amount of searches that card can do is just incredible.
Yeah.
It can set you so far ahead of your opponent. And he made Dweller, so here I was just like, yeah, if I can't float into a rebellion, I'm probably dead. Because that's the other thing about Absolute that makes it difficult to get over is the fact that it floats into a monster that has more attack points and also floats, so your opponent has to Castell it or whatever if they want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. So it looks like Ben Z is searching again with dragoons, and at this point, I kind of just knew it was game. Like I didn't really, I don't believe. Looking back at my build, I didn't run a whole lot of hand traps. So at this point, especially after searching the Moon Glacier, like I know it's game. Like there's no real way to play around this field, to be honest. Because he would have Moon Glaciered me, and like it's not like I'm playing Dark Worlds where like I was like, please Moon Glacier me.
Right.
Because like from here, like he would have gone for Tatsunoko, dropped the Moon Glacier, and like there was just nothing I could have done to make a comeback from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Absolute's off the field, and I was just like, that's game. I was just like, that's game, that's GG. It's like I knew it. And that had me concerned, like losing game one, because I know that like the good thing is like it did give me the advantage because like you obviously like if you're going first against you don't want Mermails going second, so like you make them go first, and they do struggle.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, and then we're going to game two. I was mentioning that I hit to him that because he had to accidentally pick the wrong deck by mistake, so I was mentioning to him that I had open AV in game one. Because like it's not so much magicians themselves that are powerful; it's a lot of the beefy boss, like the like disruptive boss monsters they can summon, like Avian and Unicorn, just can make life miserable for your opponent. And on top of that, like with Kieran, they can't like target it, so like you can just keep bouncing all their monsters and reuse your jokers. All right, looks like and the other thing I think I did definitely like looking back at my side deck, I think for sure my side deck I didn't really side deck for water very well, so that was probably one of my mistakes. I always find it funny when people on DN like shuffle their hands. I don't know about you, but I find it when people on DN like shuffle their hands, like it's like this hand is terrible. He's like,
maybe if I shuffle it a couple times, something immaculate
yeah.
here.
And then again, game two, I open Abductor, which is really good, and Upstart Goblin. Must be nice. Like a lot of Upstart's definitely been something I kind of like. I'm one of those people who actually liked Upstart, so I kind of like don't play it anymore just because I'm principled. Because I'm like, it's a one. I'm not gonna play it. I know I should, but I don't. All right, and I think I remember grabbing the Dragon Pit Neoph. Yeah, that's what I grabbed. The nice thing about Unicorn is I like that it's also the cool thing is it's also an Odd Eyes monster, so like you can recycle it with Oath Dragon, which is really good. And once I knew it, kind of when I saw my hand, like I knew that like I could OTK him through a Maxi at this point. Like I saw my hand, and I was just like, yeah, I could probably OTK going game two. They're gonna go ahead and grab the Joker from deck. I'm not gonna lie though, like I definitely miss having those multiple jokers to search out combo pieces for this deck for sure. Alright, and then I went ahead and grabbed a Pendulum Dragon, yeah, because I wanted more damage on board. Alright, looks like we're going to Pendulum Summon.
Pendulum Shotgun.
Yeah, I know, right? Arc 5. I was like, penned for 4. Just one of my favorite,
Savage.
my favorite topic, like one of my, just off topic a little, my favorite scenes in the anime is when Yuya summons pens for 5, and Jack's just like, oh, it's like one of the favorite scenes. It's so funny because he's just like amazed.
Yeah.
I'm like the first person to say you never Pendulum Summon for 5, but you do with the right hand. You can just drop like 4 monsters for free. And then here I was just like kind of like, well, I don't want to like let his Lind. If he has a Lind, I don't want it to trigger. So I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce whatever that is to hand and go to battle phase and get good. Yeah, and then we go into game 3. It was a pretty, like I said, this was like a, if you can't tell, this was a pretty quick match. So go ahead and I got to start game 3, so I got the open upstart again. And then I actually opened.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. Open it with a card that's at 1. I know. And we're gonna go ahead and pitch the unicorn to search my deck for 2 scales. And you can just get a little bit of a taste of what the build is. I do have Archfiend Eccentrics in the main deck just because looking at the tournament, like what was in the tournament, like the little bit I did see, I knew we did have a lot of Monarch players, so I knew that like having those would be pretty key.
Yeah.
For sure. And then I think I actually added a Dragon Pulse. I don't really know why, but I did. I think I just needed a solid low scale. Must have already had like an Oath. Yeah, I already had an Oath Dragon in hand. All right. And Pendulum Scale. But Pendulum Call is just an amazing card. Like, I just don't know if Konami's going to keep it at 3 forever, to be honest. It's just a really good card.
Yeah, I was surprised they left it at 3.
Yeah, I mean, and then here I was actually debating, okay, do I Pendulum Summon the Dragon Pit? But then I was thinking, okay, I'm remembering what happened game 1. I was like, nah, I need to get that Flare Metal online right away. I was like, I made the mistake once, so I'm gonna make it again.
Yeah.
I was just,
Put me on, shame on me.
yeah, right. Fool me twice, I'm stupid. And the thing is, like, I did give him 1,000 life points from Upstart, but like I definitely like thought that that it really wouldn't matter because
Right.
if he doesn't have instant fusion and access to Prince, there's really no easy way for him to out Flare Metal. Because it also can't be popped by card effects. Like that's the thing I've always theory behind the card is that you make it because your opponent's like you're gonna make it at a point where your opponent doesn't have enough moves to out it.
Right.
Like it's gonna cost them multiple resources. And then I think at this point Benz was just like, wow, it's probably been a while since he's actually seen one.
I love some flare metal.
Mm-hmm. He's like, and Benz is like, how do I play out of this? I'm like, I don't know, you don't. I'm like, and I'm just like self-censoring myself because I used to do that just for fun. Yeah, and he probably had some traps he might have sided, but like he realized that he didn't have any ways to like out to keep the traps on board because I have Dragon Pit in hand. So he kind of, and that's the thing about Dragon Pit as well is that it's annoying. I mean, even if Pendulum Call did get hit, I mean there is plenty of support out there that can I think, and plus Amazing Pendulum comes out next set, so or one of the next couple sets, so.
Yeah.
And that was making the point is like I could have played Gravity Dragon for extra salt. It's one of the it's like stupidest things. Like I literally had a deck built around summoning Gravity Dragon and Flare Metal and just daring my opponent to out it.
By all means, just try your best.
You're right. So I think I was actually debating what I wanted to do, checking the extra deck and whatever, but I think I actually top decked into something. Yeah, I actually top decked into a Kirin and. I believe my build did play 3 Kirin, so it's not a surprise I did get to it. But you know, and setting a gun, bad positions.
Oh.
Ouch. It's
You
like,
must break pretty hard.
yeah, I mean, but the thing is like I said, Mermails aren't one of those decks, like, because I know a lot of Mermail players aren't running Aqua Spirit anymore. So it's cards cards that give them easy rank 4 access. So outing something like Flare Metal is really difficult for them. I mean, personally, just for like my own reasons, I would probably, if I were playing Mermails, I would. Well, first off, I'd be main decking Gamma Seals just because the Cosmo matchup is so bad. But second, I'd just play Aqua Spirit just for that reason. It gets me to my rank 4s a little easier. All right, so it looks like Ben's is trying to debate what he wants to do here, see if he actually has any outs.
Yeah.
He's like that
'Cause
unicorn.
he's in a pretty bad position.
And I'm literally a lot of people who play against magicians say that like it's not like the magicians themselves, it's Kieran that's one of the most aggravating cards
Yeah.
because like you can't target it, you can't destroy it, and it allows you to reuse a lot of like cards that are at 1 for a reason, like Joker and Wisdom Eye. Although you could argue Wisdom Eye didn't need to be hit, but like both cards are definitely at 1
Uh,
for a reason. I know I'm still I'm like
yeah.
you and me both were salty. Yeah, yeah. It looks
So,
like all right. It looks like the Benz was admitting defeat. So looks like we came to the end of the match, guys. So as always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video today. Really appreciate when you guys watch my videos. Stay tuned for more match the Team APS Tournament. This is Aura and Agent of Power Sun signing out. Bye, guys.
bye.
Got it. All right.